Hey everyone, how you doing? It is Joe and Darren over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate with another fine edition of Real Estate Reality. Darren, how you doing out there?
I'm doing great, man.
Great, great. Well, look, guys, as usual, the speed round, we're going to get this done as fast as we can. And the first thing we want to talk about is a new listing. Got open houses Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 5. And let's go ahead and talk about it. Darren, I'll share my screen and you can talk
Sure.
about it. There
It's
we go.
a great spot and a unique property. It's layered.
Yeah.
Um, that's for sure. It's not just a single home. It does have rentable components if you want to use it for that. It also just has a lot of space.
Yeah.
Um, and
Well,
something,
it's rare. It's rare for us. Obviously, it's 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3,130 square feet on a almost 9,000 square foot lot. And you termed it a compound, so there are a lot of different uses here between the ADU in the back and then the front house. Why don't you talk about that a little bit as I scroll through here?
Sure. So primary front house was expanded and
Uh huh.
garage legally converted, which is what you're looking at there, to a
Right.
to a den with a bathroom.
Mm,
It has direct access, but it also has direct access from the front house, but it can also be accessed from outside, which really offers
right.
lots of opportunities there. So you have
Yeah.
a large front structure. It's well laid out, great floor plan, three plus a den, plus the
Mm,
downstairs room with a dedicated bathroom, easy in-law
yeah.
unit, easy studio,
Yeah.
however you want to use it. Um,
And you know what? And another office space in the main house, which is
yes,
interesting.
yes. And then you have a very modern,
Yeah.
beautifully
Beautiful.
designed rear
Yep.
ADU, which is a two-bedroom, one and a half bath ADU. And it just flows. A very nice connection,
Yeah.
indoor, outdoor, with lots of glass, multiple patios, I think 4 or 5 patios off this 1,000 square foot unit. And it just feels great being in that space. So, two amazing spaces, work from home option,
Yeah.
just a lot going on here, and a nice separation between the front and back, which are super
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Very private between the two. And I was going to say, I'm looking at ADUs myself, and I can definitely say this is a well designed, custom ADU design. Really beautiful architecture. They spared almost no expense on this. You can see just from the kitchen alone, the cabinetry
Yeah.
and the detail is beautiful. It really is. So,
Yeah. And in this
all
case,
right.
when the owner built this, they moved into this unit. That's how much love they put into it. And it
Right. Right.
shows.
It was
Yeah.
the owner's unit. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, look, guys, like I said, open Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 5. We will be there and we'd love to see you. So come on by. All right. And
Yeah.
1,895,000.
Yes.
Could be important. Could be important. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, look, we'll move on to the next thing. And the next thing is, as you can see, I'm outfitted with my Harris Walls hat. I've got my write-in ballot here. And we want to talk about today Prop 33. And we're first going to share a video from ABC 7 about it, just to give you the basics, and we'll give you some insight after that. So let me go ahead and present again and share that beautiful screen. And here we go. All right.
But for nearly 3 decades, the state law has imposed limits on rent control ordinances. And now voters will decide if local governments should be given the power to expand rent control if they wanted to. As part of our election coverage, this is Prop 33 explained.
Not all cities in California have rent control. Prop 33 aims to address that.
It's only 23 words, and it just gives the right of your city council members and county supervisors to expand rent control where they think it's necessary.
In order to do so, Prop 33 seeks to repeal the Costa-Hawkins Act, which places limits on rent control ordinances. Cities can restrict how much a landlord can raise every year, but they cannot set rent control on single-family homes, any housing built after 1995, and they cannot tell landlords how much they could charge a new tenant. If this measure sounds familiar, that's because it's been on the ballot before.
I think California voters are going to reject it. Once again, they rejected it by 20-point margins before. California voters are smart.
Similar proposals failed to pass in 2018 and 2020. Those who oppose Prop 33 argue it would make the housing crisis even worse.
It would allow cities and counties to put new restrictions on building new housing. It would take away incentives for people who are trying to build more housing. It would lower the supply of housing, and it would actually drive up rents across the state.
But those who support it say the cost to live here is simply too high.
People are having a really, really hard time paying rent. In fact, more people are rent burdened in California than anywhere in the entire country. People are, either moving out. We have 1 million people now who have left California in the last 5 years. So they're moving out, or they're moving in with relatives or friends, and then eventually becoming unhoused.
In short, a yes vote would allow cities to impose rent control on any type of housing. A no vote means state law would continue to limit rent control.
All right.
Right. Obviously, a topic we're comfortable discussing because of our familiarity in the housing component for us. Yes, it expands rent control. Rent stabilization being the ability to manage it, but it goes to market rate after. But now it expands it to all houses, all structures built at any time, which a lot of people don't even think about if they have rentals that are outside of the pre-1978 component. Housing is too expensive compared to wages. I don't think
there's no argument there.
No argument.
No.
But they keep blowing this dog whistle and just saying that corporate landlords are making too much money. It's very easy to create a villain that isn't a reality. I'm not that villain. I'm a property owner. The majority of property owners in Los Angeles are small people who have worked really hard to own property and sacrificed a lot. So the isolated socialism here, targeting a small private group, is my biggest issue. I would be very open to an overall subsidy program to deal with the cost of living here in LA, in California. But you can't pick a small private group of individuals and make it their burden to deal with. And that's what this does.
Yeah. And, as you're talking about it, I mean, maybe there are two levels to be recognized here, right? The small landlord and the corporate landlord. That's something to recognize for sure.
It is, and I would love to believe, and look, if government actually cared about solving problems, and in many cases they don't, it's just about getting elected, there really could be solutions that come, and there could be a lot of nuances to this. People shouldn't be getting these subsidies. There are people making $300,000 a year that get this subsidy for a landlord that makes $50,000 a year. That's not right. So
not cool.
It could be nuanced and be really effective and really helpful, but the oversight of that will probably be inefficient and non-manageable. So there does have to be broader strokes. But for me, the broadest stroke that needs to happen is if you want socialism, go with the European model. That is, you're going to tax everybody. Everybody's going to pay into the pool, and they will get subsidies and they have to deal with the government in gaining those subsidies, not other individuals, which creates a lot of conflict and villainization of people.
Yep. All right. So I'm feeling a strong no on Prop 33, people. There you go. That's our viewpoint. Check it out yourself. Check out your ballots and be informed. All right. Take care. We'll see you this weekend, and have a good weekend as well. Just enjoy it. All right. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
See ya.